Well, hello again everyone and welcome back to our stay at the Ludlow Touring Park. Well, today we're going to go and have a look around Mortimer Forest. So we're going to ride there on the e-bikes and hopefully have a bit of a walk round. So my first job really is to get the bikes off the back of the van. And there we go, just like that, the bikes are off, the tyres are pumped up and we're pretty much ready to go, apart from packing some snacks and stuff. You can see I'm going to be using the Engwe P275. We do still have an affiliate link for this bike if you're interested in, well, in fact, anything from the Engwe range. That'll be in the description of the video as usual. Well, there we go, we've locked the bikes to this tree. I'm fairly sure they'll be safe there. Let's go and have a little bit of a walk. Well, what an absolutely lovely walk in the woods. I have to say it is nice back being in the forest. There's quite a few people out and about in the woods today. There's quite a bit of wood spurge growing here and still a few bluebells, although they are going over a bit. And of course some herb robber, or death come quickly as it's otherwise known, and some daisies. Lovely to see all the flowers coming out this time of year. But while I've been looking at them, Nikki has shot off right ahead. And look, some lovely wild primroses. And here there's a mat of alternate leaved saxifrage. Lovely. And there's a little outcrop of wood bittercress here. Well, we're heading back downwards now. We're on the sort of return end of the loop. We're doing a path called the Black Pool Loop, and yeah, Nikki doesn't want to risk the wind too much in her eye after a recent cataract operation, so
I'm not really that much of a wuss, but
along this section there's loads of lesser celandine growing. Loads of it, look. And that down there is the Black Pool that this Black Pool Trail is named after. It doesn't look particularly inviting though, does it? And there we go, there's the bikes, safe and sound, where we left them. Right, I reckon it's back to the van for tea and cake now. Well, we had a lovely few hours back at the van, just chilling out. I had a nice sandwich and Nikki did some painting, I read my book, but we've come out again on the bikes. We come more or less the same way as we come this morning, which is why I didn't really film us riding out here. But I've come to have a look at a place called Richard's Castle, which I believe is quite special. Nikki doesn't really want to have a look, so she's going to wait here with the bikes while I trot up and see what I can see. Well, the first thing I found is this church, the Church of St Bartholomew, I believe. And yeah, it's a fair old size really for such a tiny little place. It's actually got this separate tower. Now the separate tower's locked, I can't get in to have a look. I wonder if I can have a look in the main church. So this church is managed by the Church Conservation Trust, which means it's not regularly used for worship anymore, but it does remain consecrated. Oh, what a fantastic place. The nave down there, I believe, is mostly 12th century, and the rest of it 14th century. Lovely. What a fantastic place. Well, as lovely as this church is, it's not the castle, so I'll leave a quick donation and go and see if I can find the castle. Now, I don't think this castle is visited very often. I think this is the path to it through, I don't really know. I think that's the entrance to it over there. So yes, here we go. This is Richard's Castle. There's not like a great deal of it left and it's quite overgrown, but it's actually a pretty important place. It's one of the few pre-Norman conquest Norman castles in England, built by Norman barons who were granted land by Edward the Confessor. This one built about 1050 by Baron Richard le Scrope. And looky here, there's the remains of the castle well. It looks like it's blocked fairly near the surface. So we're in the Bailey at the moment. You can see the motte here behind me. Well, in the 12th century, it says they built an octagonal tower there. Not a keep, but just a tower, 50 foot high. And just look at the views from up here. Now these walls we can see here built in stone are actually from the 13th century, when the original timber palisade was replaced with stonework. Fantastic though, isn't it? Look at this. And there's the moat down there, looks still very impressively deep even now. What an amazing place, and very infrequently visited by the look of it. So this is the remains of probably the first floor of that octagonal tower. We're high up on the motte here. You can see all the way across to the hills in the distance. And look how steep the slope is down into the moat there. This would have been really difficult to attack. Oh, I'm so pleased we made the effort to ride out and have a look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's a real shame Nikki missed this. She doesn't really like walking through graveyards, unfortunately, which I think is what stopped her. But this is absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure she would have really liked climbing up those steps either, but yeah, marvellous. Right, I'd better go back and find her, I suppose. I shouldn't leave her too long on her own looking after the bike, should I? One last look at that fantastic view. Look, you must have sat in this castle looking over here and just feeling absolutely impregnable. Well, that was an absolutely lovely day. I really enjoyed that. Nice walk in the forest and then looking around those castle ruins later on in the day. Absolutely lovely way to spend the day, and all very close to the Ludlow Touring Park here. Well, anyway, that's it for us for this video, and we'll see you again very soon in our next video, probably from here on the Ludlow Touring Park.